Fair use. Fair use. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rekakadash. Yahweh be in the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shah be in the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now here we seeing how Babylon the Great, America, is reigning over all the kings of the earth, and this is why America is backing those what you call it, those small hats over there in the Holy Land, because American Christian Zionists is the ones that's running the whole situation. That's why you got the same amount of small hats in America that you have over there in the Holy Land. But let's let Biden tell you why they support these people and why the Christian Zionists started that land over there. The American Christian Zionists created that land with the Jehovah wickedness and the rest of these Edomites.
We stop those of us who support, as most of us do, Israel in this body, for apologizing for our support for Israel. There's no apology to be made. None. It is the best $3 billion investment we make. Were there not an Israel, the United States of America would have to invent an Israel to protect her interest in the region. The United States would have to go out and invent an Israel. The second part is people should understand by now, this should be crystal clear, that Israel is the single greatest strength America has in the Middle East. I always say to my friends when they say those things to you, I say, imagine our circumstance in the world were there no Israel. How many battleships would there be? How many troops would be stationed? You know, I used to say early on when I was a kid, I'd say, when I was a young senator, I'd say, if I were a Jew, I'd be a Zionist. I am a Zionist. You don't have to be a Jew to be a Zionist.
Progress occurs in the Middle East when everyone knows there's simply no space between the United States and Israel. There is no space between the United States and Israel when it comes to Israel's security. There is only one nation in the world that has unequivocally, without hesitation, and consistently confronted the efforts to delegitimize Israel. At every point in our administration, at every juncture, we stood up on behalf of legitimacy of the state of Israel. The security of Israel and the United States is inextricably tied, and we will never, ever, ever abandon Israel out of our own self-interest. I also emphasize what I've said throughout this conflict. The United States fully supports Israel's right to defend itself against indiscriminate rocket attacks from Hamas and other Gaza-based terrorist groups that have taken the lives of innocent civilians in Israel.
Now, we see how these people's whole interest is in that land. And to them, it's a military strategy. See, to them, it's a military interest. And so this is why Truman, he went and said the Christian Zionists want to take that land, but the Arabs didn't want them to take the land. And I told the Christian Zionists, we gonna have to take the land bit by bit, piece by piece. We just can't rush the situation. It's gonna be a process on how we gonna be able to take that land. But the land is the interest of Babylon the Great, America. Now, when we go to Revelation 17 and 18, let you see that Babylon the Great, America, is reigning over these kings of the earth. It say the woman which thou saw is that great city which reigned over the kings of the earth. Okay. So this is how they keep their American dollar the global dollar and the global reserve dollar, where everybody got to have a American banking account. Everybody got to have American banking account to trade with America. You see, if you look at Revelation 18:3, it say all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. See, how do they commit the fornication? They having banking accounts, and they having economic interests with America. They trading with America. Say, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. See, they trading with America, and they getting rich off the American slaves. Look at verse 13. It says, well, let's go to verse 11. It says, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buy their merchandise anymore. What are they buying? What are they getting money off of? It says in verse 13, slaves and souls of men at the end of the 13. The slaves and the souls of men, this is how they getting rich. See, you get that out of Zechariah. See, and this is what the Lord, or why the Lord is going to burn this place with fire. Zechariah 11:5, it says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. That's why we get shot down in the street, and the police get off. We used to get hung all on the trees, and the white folks never got punished for it. It says, and they shall sell, and they that sell them say, who is they selling us to? Who is they selling our neighborhoods to? Or who is they allowing to come into the neighborhood where they keep all their Negroes and they slaves, which we call the slave quarters, the projects, the ghettos, the hoods. See, who are they allowing to come in there? The Arabs, the Chinese, the East Indians, the Hamites. See, the other so-called Edomite nations. They let them come in there and make money. And what do the people that's coming in there say? These other nations, these other kings of the earth. They say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. See, the pastor ain't saying, don't go in them people's store. Don't support their stores. Don't support their businesses. See? Or go in there and get everything from them, and now you start your own store and mainly support your store. See, they not using the leaders and the shepherds of the people. They're not leading them up out of the corruption, up out of the captivity and the slavery. They ride along with the slave master and saying, we just want some money and we just want to live in the big house with master. See, and this is what's going on. Now, when you go into Jeremiah 49, what is Jeremiah 49, I think it's in the 20s. Yeah, in 20s, it's talking about, say, therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Edom, and the purposes, and his purposes that he have purposed against the inhabitants of to man. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. So these people, these Edomites in the Holy Land, they gonna draw them out because they right close to the people countries. See, they over there in the east where all of the kings at. That's when you go back to Revelation. See, the least of the flock is living right up under these other nations, the kings of the east. Look at verse 12. It says, and the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. See, the kings of the east they gonna get drawed out by those Edomites in the so-called Holy Land. See, and this Holy Land is a military strategic interest for Babylon the Great America. And the president with a cabinet full of small hats, full of Christian Zionists, because they all know the Edomites, but they gonna hide up under this small hat identity. They gonna hide up under the true identity of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who belong in that land, so they can possess the land and have a military interest. See, like he said, if we didn't have this land, we would have created one. We would have went over there and did any kind of situation so we can put our military bases over there with our planes and our jets and our battleships. See, and this is what the whole situation is about. Look at verse 14. It says, "For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth to the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to the battle of the great day of God Almighty." See, it's gonna be a battle, and that's where the battleground is gonna be, because that was the only reason these Edomites is over there, because that's holding the kings of the east at bay. Look at verse 2 of Joel 3. It say, "I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat." See, he bringing them through that land over there by the river Euphrates, and they all gonna have a major battle right there. The Lord is gonna have a battle right there. It says, "And we'll plead with them there." That's have a war with them there, "for my people and for my heritage Israel, who they have scattered among the nations and parted my land." Because these are the people that is being sold to these other nations. Let's go back because we want to get. Hold on. Okay, so when you go to see how America is Babylon the Great, because they parted that land so they can have a military interest, and so when he have a war back in that land, it's gonna be for the children of Israel that's being sold over here in Babylon the Great America. It's being profited off of. See, because what did it say the next verse? Who is these people that's causing or not causing? Who is these people that the war is going to be about? It says in verse 3, "They have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink." See, they done sold the children of Israel and they got them in slavery, and they done went over there and possessed their land for a military interest so they can hold off these other kings of the east and they can stay in power. Verse 6, it says, "The children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that you might remove them far from their border." Who sold them? Verse 19, say, "Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness." See, the least of the flock, of the Edomites is those small hats over there, and they using that land as a military front, so they can have a foothold in a close military defense on their enemy. This is why Russia is trying to get their militaries closer to America. See, when they get a military close, then they can have a better advantage over the enemy. So they got their military close to Russia. They got their military close to the Arabs, and they've been holding them off and intimidating them, saying that we can. Then what you got? You got the Samson threat that they were saying that they can just start blowing their countries up because they right there. They can let off missiles and hit all of the enemies of America because they got a whole military base right there in the middle of all them people country. See, in Russia, it's gonna take them 30 minutes to send missiles to America. So before them 30 minutes is done hit, they could be done let off missiles because they got a military base right there in Israel, the Holy Land. You got the Jehovah Wickedness with a headquarters in the Holy Land. And Charles Taze Russell, he was working with the rest of the Masons to get that foothold over there in the Holy Land. Albert Pike, the top Freemason, he was already knowing that we got the war with these Arabs. See, it's gonna be a World War III with the Arabs and the Zionists. He already know it because they know they Edomites and the Arabs and the other nations is gonna battle with they behind because they never can't come into agreement. They never gonna join together. They just got to keep military power over these people. And so America admits it. But I just want to bring that out. All praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Yikakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.